fresh game, fresh eyes. New side, KBG now banning first.
This time, as KBG is on blue side, they can threaten for the first Gragas pick, in which we know that Yu is just a monster to get this champion for himself, especially with the isolation plays, with the cast and body slam. Similar to how he performs on the Alistar, but just much better, of course. That's why it's the Yu special. Right now, they are limiting the champions that Hyde can actually use as well, in which the Nautilus is one that he used really well against J-Team just yesterday. NGX still going with the same bans. Ornn as well gonna be respected, as well as the Gwen. They just don't want it to be received by KBG.
Yeah, they do not want the Gwen or Ornn to be in that roster. I mean, this does kind of set up a lot of champions for Hyde that he can use. LaFriar as well. They are putting a lot of focus on banning out KG here, as well as not letting you get that Ornn and forcing him onto that Gragas pick. Which means that Enigma Galaxy most likely maybe not going for the Gragas pick. It seems like KBG are a lot more comfortable on the Bull.
They're not gonna be changing the champ that worked for them in 2 games in a row now against Enigma Galaxy. In the Friday's match and in game number 1, Yu has shown to be just so good in this Alistar pick-off. The Gragas gonna be available here for Enigma Galaxy, but they're not picking it up just yet. They focus on the pokes. The Jace and the Kaisa is just really good. I love seeing this right now. They have demonstrated it during their match against J-Team. Yesterday, the triple pokes that really worked and left a dent against J-Team at that time. Looks like they want to try it out against KBG as well.
Yeah, I mean, putting Joshi on this Jace could be the answer for Enigma Galaxy. They could also flex that into somebody else, but that Talon will be going on that Vi, and this Jax could be going to either Anran9 or KG. We did see Anran9 pick it up and be the MVP of the last game, so that could be something that throws Enigma Galaxy for a loop, but Aatrox is open. Aatrox could get picked up here.
It's gonna go towards the Baron lane or in the jungle here for Joshi, whichever they want to place this champion on. But this is a good way to at least answer the late game carries here of KBG. But that leaves out the question, are you gonna let this Gragas be banned away by KBG? It looks like the answer of NGX is gonna be no. We'll take this for now.
Yeah, even if it's not Hyde who ends up being on that Gragas, the draw can still be a very effective engager or disengager on that Gragas. He just is not as sturdy as an Alistar when it does come to those later fights, when KBG will definitely have Yu at the tip of the spear here, trying to go for those big headbutt pulverized plays or even those flash pulverized into headbutt plays, while Draw has to be a little bit more careful and really set up those body slam flash into explosive cast plays for his team, but that is putting himself a lot at risk compared to Yu.
Perfect ban on the Ashe though. This is a pick composition that KBG is drafting right now. Every single champion that they picked up in the initial pick phase has crowd control, and you don't want to give KBG another champion that can deal some crowd control. But one is left open for now, which is the Varus, in which NGX needs to be extra careful picking up their next champion after this banning phase. Looks like they want to go with the Ziggs, go for the Mega Inferno Bomb into a big bursting against KBG, but that leaves the Varus open. Looks like they don't have a last ban as well. Interesting.
Yeah. Don't know if that's just a graphical glitch or Enigma Galaxy was not able to ban out a champion in time, but that does mean that KBG have a little bit more freedom to pick their champions. Looks like they're going with the Lux and the Zeri here for... Looks like the Lux could be going to Shaman and the Zeri for Anran9.
I didn't like seeing this during KT's match against J-Team because we saw the lack of damage on this Lux and not much really good potential despite the changes that it had during the patch 4.2b. But under the hands here of Shauma, it's just so different. This is KBG that we are talking about, and they're just really confident with that, whatever champion they are going to be using right now. This is a full-on engage and burst by Nigma Galaxy, especially with the ribbon picked up at the last point. But KBG looking very strong, especially with Shauma back on Zeri.
Yeah, looks like, well, it's going to be Adrian on the Zeri, but Shauma on the Lux versus Demon Kite on the Ziggs. Looks like the AP carries are back, at least for now, but we do have ADCs in the mid lane, so that does balance out a little bit.
It's just perfect, right? Andran is one of the best Zeri users of all time here in the Wild Rift League Asia Season 1 of 2023. And he has demonstrated, even during their match against J-Team, how good he can be with this champion. Closing out the game at 13 minutes and 41 seconds with dealing the top damage as well. NGX has to be ready, especially to shut down this Zeri. They have the tools as well. They have the crowd control, they have the pokes, triple burst as well with the Mega Inferno Bomb of Demon Kite. Let's see how they are going to be looking forward to tying up the score. This is second game of KBG and NGX.
Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. If KBG is able to take this game, they secure themselves a solid lead against Neighbor Galaxy. On the other hand, Neighbor Galaxy can bring us to that 1-1, tie it up, and then go into game number 3 a little bit more fresh, a little bit more confident with some momentum on their side. But we do hear a lot of cheering and a lot of music on the side of, well, KBG, I'm assuming, because they are playing in the Chinese conference right now. And, you know, it was a little bit disheartening to see that when the players walked out, there were very little cheers for, you know, for Enigma Galaxy. But that's what we're here for. They're hometown heroes. But, of course, KBG, they are still incredibly, incredibly powerful. The best team in the world at the moment.
Let's talk about the initial interactions in the laning phase first. Given that it's a Ribbon against a Jax, we can see it go either way, especially because of the influence of the junglers. Just going with the Jace means that there is going to be a longer range of influence, especially on the fights that they are going to be starting. But in terms of engaging, that's where Datan will shine. And we have seen Joshi get those really good steals on objectives as well with this very champion. Looks like that's going to be channeled by KBG as well.
Yeah, well, we were talking about confidence a little bit earlier, and it looks like Hyde is very confident to be bringing that ribbon into the Jax lane. But Shauma did 39% of the team's damage as Kaisen in the last game. That's a lot of damage, considering that he was, you know, in the early game a little bit bullied. He really couldn't get into those fights as much as he possibly wanted to. But towards the end, when, you know, the big Elder Drake teamfight happened, he was pretty much untouched after the Fate Seal landed on him. But he was able to really do a lot for KBG while Anran 9 was still spooling up his Jax.
The main problem here with the Lux usually goes with the damage. KG flashing out is going to be fine, but that's a key utility spell that has been taken away from him. And going back into the Lux topic, one of the good things though on this champion is that they have an additional crowd control. Natan visiting mid. Level 5.
For Aaron. Aaron though, he knows that. He knows because he has a ward right there. Draw though. They may be looking to get a catch onto Natan, but they're gonna get a catch onto Draw instead. He gets Vault Breaker. He gets CC to high heavens, and Joshi and Hyde trying to make something happen here because Demon Kite is there as well. No, that is just going to be death for Aaron. That's going to be death for Hyde. Is Joshi and Demon Kite are the last men standing. They're trying to take at least one down with them. Anran 9, but no, the Vault Breaker is just a little bit too strong, as well as Shauma getting that last kill onto Joshi.
That's a big blunder here for Enigma Galaxy. That's 4 kills that KBG has gotten in just 3 minutes into the game. Started off with a pick onto Draw, and then one by one, NGX thought that they would be able to at least get a 1-for-1. No, KBG definitely being really cheeky there in baiting them out. Let's check that one more time because it started off with Draw, right? And he had no vision on the other members. Got piled suddenly by 4 members of KBG. That was a good satchel actually coming in from Demon Kite. But damage isn't just there from NGX just yet. Hyde got caught as well as that killer instinct denied from Aaron. And look at the kills that Datan has gotten. 3 kills in this initial fight. And Aaron even manages to flash out, goes back in from Datan, and they got 4 kills. Getting 2,500 gold in just 3 minutes.
against a team like KBG, you do not want to give him any sort of lead like that. Daton looks to be making another play here in the middle lane, but he is just applying a lot of pressure there onto Aaron. Big mistake there, and another big mistake here is Draw getting caught out. He will explosive cast Yu into Demon Kite at least, so that does mean that Draw is able to get out of there and live, but a huge mistake in the mid lane was when they just started funneling in and greeting for at least one kill when they could have just given two and then, you know, or just given Draw up and then gone back and just taken that, you know, one kill loss. Because they were, like, Enigma Galaxy was leading in terms of gold for a bit, but then that just turned everything around.
The only good side here on the side of Enigma Galaxy in that particular fight is that the gold funneling wasn't on Andra 9. If that would have been the case, it's basically game over. But since it's on the Daton, they need to be extra careful on the side lane because he's going to be more consistent on the ganks because he has the initial gold already. He can complete his first item and then look for more picks, enable the rest of the squad here of KBG, and that has been his primary role that he's just sticking every single time.
Oh yeah, for certain. It is a very deadly Vi that Enigma Galaxy have to take account of, especially when it comes to these objectives, which I don't know if they're going to fight this or if they're just going to give it 1-for-1, but it does look like Joshi is there, and they are going to try to contest this Mountain Drake, as Latan is the one who gets to it first. He is just a hair away from level 8, so if they're able to secure this Drake, he can just go in onto them. But it looks like Yu is going to get a catch onto Draw there. They want to pick this Drugs off, and they will be successful in doing so. And KG with a triple man stun. They are going to be going for this Adran 9, and Shaoma just following it up and deleting the team of Enigma Galaxy. Hides the last man standing. He won't be standing for long. Daton slides in. There's a counter strike, and even under tower, Hyde is going to be taken out. That's a 5-0. KBG already dominating this game.
At 6 minutes into the game, we see a 9-0 scoreline and a 5.5 thousand gold lead by Keepest Gaming. Very different from game number 1. Let's check this replay one more time because it started, of course, from Yu's initiation into the follow-up of the Daton. The MIB doesn't deal that much damage just yet, but KG going in with a 3-man counter strike into the follow-up, into the final spark. Became the final moments of Enigma Galaxy before they got blown out. Hyde tried to, you know, help out a little bit, but he was a little too late into the party. And even him wasn't able to survive until the very end.
Yeah, that was just a very strange decision made there by Enigma Galaxy. They could have just traded the Drake for the Rift Herald, but instead they chose to fight that. Well, they didn't really choose to fight that. Draw got caught, and then they all just got followed up on. But they chose to be around there. But hold that thought, because Draw, speaking of, is once again the target of aggression here by Yu. And it just seems like KBG, once they get a hold of a tiny lead, they do not want to let go of it at all. They're going to leverage it through every single lane, through every single opportunity that they can. And now the Rift Herald will be summoned up in the mid lane. I don't think that the Galaxy can take it out before it gets charged off. So now there's a dive onto Draw. A little bit of a miss from that final spark. Yu playing with fire there with his unbreakable will still be able to live.
Dragon spawning up in a bit of a longer time. But I don't think NGX can try to, you know, answer back just yet. Every single member of NGX is down at least 1,000 gold against their counterparts here. Keepest Gaming is just so far ahead right now. Shaoma has a 305 scoreline, and this Lux is starting to be a positive thing for KBG. 7k gold lead is not the way to go if you're NGX, with the champions that they have is more so focused onto the early game. How can they deal the poking damage if KBG can just easily close in the distance? It's just so difficult right now.
Yeah, how are you supposed to poke out a team that has a fed Vi? How are you going to poke out somebody who is trying to Vault Breaker in your face and then cease and desist? Especially when Daton is incredibly fed, although he may have overstepped his boundaries here a little bit, being that deep in the jungle without any support. But oh, look at that combo onto Joshi, taking out half of his health. Shaoma looking very strong for a Lux.
Andon already completed his second item as well, 24 into the Mutant Mana. This is just insane early game scaling by KBG. Pre-10 minutes. Basically a disaster here for NGX. Normally this would be a GG go next angle. But let's see if NGX can actually strive and make a big surprise against KBG, because this is still a team that really defies expectation, defies defeat, as they did it multiple times before.
I mean, at the same time, KBG, they did pretty much the same thing in the last game. They were behind quite a bit against NGX, but now the shoe is on the other foot, and it seems like KBG has a better composition. And there's the fight coming out already. There's the ball breaker and the cease and desist. But the damage is going to be going on to Josh. He goes down first. Yu is going to live on the fringe of the fight. That's on still up into Hyde's business. He's not going to be able to finish off the kill though. And Demon Kite Aaron, they come in with the killer instinct and the exhaust onto KG, but KG refuses to die. He is going to get the kill onto Demon Kite before he gets taken out. Now Aaron's the next point of contact. He's the next target. He goes down. Draw is not going to be in that fight at all.
Oh man, KG surviving for so long was key to the victor there of KBG in that particular fight. Draw's in trouble.
Oh, now Draw, he's going to have to flash out. He's going to need body slam every single movement ability that he has just to get out of that, because KBG, they are so ahead. Already 8,500 gold. They've gotten every single objective so far. Enigma Galaxy, what can you do again to stem this tide?
I don't think there's anything that they can do at this moment. They have to get this dragon away. They lost a major team fight again and again. And KBG just continues to scale up, taking the second dragon as the ice and the mountain dragon that they have taken. So cooldown and durability increased here on the side of KBG's side. NGX has only gotten a single kill in this entirety of the game, and the kill even went towards Draw. So there's no gold funneling onto key carries just yet. Oh, this is the biggest trouble right now of NGX.
It is a huge problem. It is a very huge problem, because Enigma Galaxy, they did formulate their composition to take advantage of a lot of poke and really be safe and have a lot of wave clear to be able to resist KBG. But KBG, there's no resisting them. It is their will that will be followed here. When Datan says it's time to get engaged on, Enigma Galaxy has no recourse. They can't really just knock him back, because he's got that cease and desist.
Oh man, Datan can just easily go in whenever he wants to.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care at all.
It's too tanky. He's just too fed right now at this game. Just too rich.
Okay, and now Draw is... Oh, he takes so much damage too. Yu is just... He doesn't care either. That Alistar is a little bit too tanky for NGX to punish anything. It's not the best situation for NGX at all. There's very, very little that they can do against KBG. Although I think patience is going to be a virtue here for Enigma Galaxy if they can, catch NGX overextending or being a little bit too committal to, maybe Elder Drake or Baron. That could be the opening that they need.
If Joshi can manage to get a miraculous steal onto the Baron, maybe they can buy enough time to stall out this game for the rest of NGX to scale up. Yeah, I think that is going to be a good plan. But it's just so difficult to do that against KBG. Right now, they have complete control of every single area here across the map. I'm not talking about just the middle ground here of the map or the ones that are in the preference here of KBG. I'm talking about the whole map. Even the jungle camps of Joshi are being taken here by Keepless Gaming just because of their influence already, just because they are just so far ahead that they can basically do whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the jungle is not Enigma Galaxy's, it is KBG's. This map does not belong to Enigma Galaxy. They have to be incredibly careful, even just walking through their own jungle. They have to either go as a group or ward, just because KBG is always threatening them. And you can see they're even threatening these jungle camps. Joshi cannot safely farm at all. It really is just a play of the waiting game for Enigma Galaxy to see if KBG makes a mistake that they can exploit.
I mean, that's the only way that the NGX can actually win here, or at least slowly get back into this game. KBG has to make a mistake, but so far they're not making that. I thought they're starting the Baron, just baiting out the members of KBG. Yu going in, ult. Knock up!
That is going to be, big knock up. but Yu may have been caught here, though his Unbreakable will keep him very, very safe. And he gets away scot-free. Nothing that KBG can't handle, he says. Yu is a little bit too oppressive with his tankiness for Enigma Galaxy to really punish.
And KBG can just continue to do this again and again. They have the visas. They have the luxury right now. Decent desist.
That is going to be a big one, as Draw almost got incredibly punished, but Anran9 is breathing a little bit. There's exhaust though, and he does go down. I mean, there's Aaron though with a killer instinct, sacrificing his own life to get the shutdown onto Anran9. Was it worth it? I don't know. I don't think so. But KG now just going to bully hide away from that turret and then take him in a 1v1 right next to his inhib turret. This is just KBG taking every single fight that is possible, meeting NGX and making them, you know, work for every single CS, every single jungle camp. And man, look at those waves too. Yu and Daton now going to go onto Joshi. They have exploited this man so much he can't even farm safely in this jungle.
And NGX finds himself in a deeper hole right now in this game number 2. 15-2, 12,000 gold lead. KBG getting this third and last elemental Drake right now in this game, uncontested, as NGX cannot do a thing just yet. They have been trying to slowly get back into this game, but they're being prevented to do so. Let's check this replay one more time. Just a slight initiation here by KBG, because they know they can just basically do anything. Andran is in the front line. You know that you're in trouble when you see a Zeri just charging right in front of you. Fortunately, Aaron was there to actually answer back, at least get a shutdown there onto the mid lane of KBG, but still not enough. He sacrifices his life. He still dies. Still, gold was taken here by KBG as they got into 3 Dragon Stacks.
Yeah, Yu is just bullying Draw at this point. He's isolating the other support. And look at that, his Unbreakable Will. He's tanking 4 members at the same time. And they have the triple dragon buff. At this point, this game is just going to fall very, very neatly into the hands of KBG as long as they don't make any huge mistakes. Like letting Joshi get a miracle steal, that he doesn't have a champion that really is built to steal like that. He's got a Jace. How's a Jace gonna get into the Baron or Dragon Pit safely and then be healthy enough to actually get a kill? But there's a cease and desist once again into the final spark. Joshi has to flash out, but Daton flashes in. There's more people there than he anticipated, so he's just gonna get out. Look at all of those shields.
That shield, wow, insane. Just absolutely insane sustain and durability on the side of Keepers Gaming. They're baiting on the Baron. NGX needs to get a steal here. They're gonna try.
Oh, they're not going to get it though. There's already Draw in, but Draw's not gonna be able to actually secure it. They've lost 1 member. They've lost 2. Draw will be next. No, actually, it was Demon Kite next. Draw is still holding on. Josh was taken out, and then it's just Hyde versus 5. What can he really do here? Even next to the Nexus, KG, he doesn't care. Nexus protection, it's gone. Doesn't matter. 17-minute game here for KBG as they pull ahead 0.
An absolute dominance this time around by Keepers Gaming against Enigma Galaxy. No sign of life by NGX as the beatdown was so early into the game after that ace or 5 kills in that mid lane fight, and then more kills that KBG has gotten over the course of this game. It's just so difficult to turn it around. That's how clean KBG